Hello, my name is Robert Weeks, and I'm the writer, producer, and director of the upcoming film Bathhouse. Yes, I would love the opportunity to be able to address the article that was written about Bathhouse, where the film was called pornographic. If it were pornographic, it would have an X rating or even an NC-17 rating. It has neither. It has an R rating. As a matter of fact, I trimmed about 2 to 3 minutes out of the film of some of the really, really raunchy stuff in order to get under the R rating. Everything that is in the film, every frame that I shot was integral to the plot. It was integral to the story that was being told. It was true to the time. It was true to the essence of New York City in 1974. I don't think that Bathhouse necessarily glamorizes the 70s and the pre-AIDS era. I talked to hundreds of men, and all of the men that I spoke with said that this is very accurate. It was accurate for a man of about my age to be living a double life in those days, and having something that is completely separate, your 9 to 5, your family life, and then the other part of you that really only exists at night. And that's not a glamorization. As a matter of fact, I find that to be completely the opposite. I feel like it's more of a statement on the secrecy and the duplicity that LGBT people had to live with on a daily basis at that time. And, this film, I think, highlights the fact and kind of celebrates where we are today versus the 1970s. Okay, the tagline. Yes, it's on my hat. It's on the poster. Tonight, get dirty at New York's cleanest orgy. The whole point of the tagline, a long time ago, there was a book written in the 70s. It was called Tales of the City by a fantastic author named Armistead Maupin. And it was made into a fantastic miniseries by PBS and the Channel 4 out of the UK in 1993, and I highly recommend it. But where I'm going with this is, in the first few pages of the book, the main character, Marianne Singleton, is staying with a friend of hers from high school, and sitting on her friend Connie's coffee table is a copy of a pornographic magazine. I believe it was August 1975. They did an article about the baths and the bathhouse scene. And at this point in the mid-70s, it was starting to get a little bit more co-ed. But the tagline of the article was, "Welcome to the world's cleanest orgy." And I remember sitting there and reading that book. I was in high school, probably about 20, 25 years ago. And I remember reading that line and said, that is the coolest line ever. I mean, it's just the coolest thing. So I really wanted to pay homage to Armistead Maupin. He is one of my favorite authors. I did have a chance to actually meet him in Provincetown, Massachusetts a few years ago at an event, and he is one of the nicest people I've ever met, and I really wanted to pay homage to him because his fictionalized view of 1976 San Francisco was part of my personal awakening into gay culture. One of the arguments, I suppose, that this article is making against my film is what is perceived as an excessive amount of alcohol, drugs, sex, nudity, and BDSM, which it really, I have to say, there is less BDSM in Bathhouse than in the mainstream mega hit movie from last year, 50 Shades of Grey. But, whatever, tomato, tomato. But this was absolutely true to the period. I mean, as far as the nudity is concerned, the film takes place in a bathhouse. And what happens in a bathhouse is you go in, you check your clothes at the door, put them in a locker or whatever, and you're given a towel. Like, so the most that you could possibly be wearing at any given moment is a towel. So that lends itself to nudity. And as far as the drugs are concerned, that was a part of 1970s New York street culture. It's a part of 2016 street culture anywhere in America. However, that being said, the drugs were a little bit different back then. And the drugs that were used by the gay community were a little bit different. Also, in that time of oppression and just that awfulness that you can feel when you are trying to hide a part of yourself, again, that lends itself to self-medication. And granted, no, that's not the best way to go about it. It is something that happens. The whole point that I'm trying to make with this interview, I mean, we've really kind of gone down a different path than I had imagined. I'm here just to promote my film. We've come so far that you don't have to hide yourself anymore. You can live openly. I mean, granted, yes, in certain parts of the nation, it's still dangerous, but you don't have to live in the shadows. You don't have to go to a bathhouse for anonymous sex. You don't have to self-medicate. You don't have to be high or wasted or any of that. You can live a happy, positive, fulfilled life without becoming this person that that we're featuring in the movie Bathhouse. But what it all boils down to is I made a film that I'm extremely proud of. I'm extremely proud of it. I actually started writing the screenplay when I was 18 or 19 years old in 1995, 96. And it's taken 20 years for this film to become a reality. So, when this person from the Portland Press Herald is attacking my film, she's really attacking me. And, and it's really hurtful. But, I would really, I really urge you to see Bathhouse when it does arrive in a theater near you. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy Bathhouse. I really wanted to make sure to just show my inspiration, and that's not even a thing. I really wanted to. I have no idea what I wanted to do. One more, and then I'm going to shut this fucking video off.